This podcast is part of the Big Heads Media Podcast Network. Go to bigheadsmedia.com for more great podcasts.
You know who I can do without? I can do without the people in the video store.
Which ones?
All of them.
This is Massive Late Fee with Mike and Mark.
Well, hello everyone. Welcome back to Massive Late Fee. My name is Mark. With me as always is my co-host Mike. How you doing, Mike?
Not too bad. How about yourself?
Good. We've had a good week here at Massive Late Fee. Things are going well. And I don't know, talk to us out there. How do you feel? How are things going for you? I always tell you how we're doing. Have you had a good week out there? I hope you have.
A Mr. Rogers-esque intro from us.
Right? Yeah. That's, that movie's coming out. A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood, of wherever it's called. The Tom Hanks is Mr. Rogers movie.
Huh.
Yeah, seems good.
I have little to no interest in that.
But now, news. First, Mike, did you know, were you aware that you and I have a code? It's we ride together, we die together, bad boys for life, right? So
I wasn't aware of this.
Bad Boys for Life has a new trailer. The film's coming out. It opens up with Will Smith getting out of a nice looking car. I don't know what kind of car it is. I'm not a car guy, but all cool. And I'm so cool and everything. And then Martin Lawrence opens up his door and hits a fire hydrant. So, it's the same dynamics at play. Martin Lawrence is, the dork, and Will Smith is the smooth guy. So,
really what this whole franchise is just a ripoff of Tango and Cash.
Yeah, absolutely. What a great movie that was, Tango and Cash. But it looks like Martin Lawrence is going to retire, but Will Smith is pulling him in for one last mission.
These movies have been going on for so long, I think their characters probably could all literally both be retired.
Yeah, they should be. The trailer didn't make it look very great. I will say that now this doesn't involve Michael Bay anymore, which is great. The writer of this movie is Joe Carnahan, who is from Michigan. I mean, if that, makes a difference to anybody.
No.
But so here's some stuff that he wrote. Okay. Taco Heaven, Blood, Guts, Bullets, and Octane. And then in 2002, he wrote and directed a movie you might be familiar with, Mike. I'm not, but you might know this one, Narc.
Oh yeah, I've seen that. Have you?
No, not at all. I saw The Last Frame.
Oh.
The Jason Patrick, Ray Liotta piece. So he wrote and directed that. He also did Smoking Aces 2, The Gray, which is a pretty good movie. That's the one where Liam Neeson fights wolves.
Huh.
So he wrote and directed that. He also did the remake of Death Wish.
If this movie's about Liam Neeson fighting wolves, should it be called The Black? Because you know what kind of wolves he'd go for.
Yeah, that's true.
With his crowbar he carries everywhere with him.
Yeah. He also wrote the remake of Death Wish though, so I don't know about that. And he did the A-Team. Did I mention that one?
I assume I've only seen a little bit of the A-Team movie, and it's not that good.
Yeah, it doesn't strike me as it being good.
Though it's better than the original series, which is not saying much at all.
Right. But I don't know, so I don't know what to think about this. I mean, I'm not going to see it. I'll see if I watch it at all. It's going to be when it comes to Netflix or whatever. I'm not going to go see it in the theater. I saw the first one, and I think I saw the third one. I missed the second one.
Oh, there's 3.
Yeah, this is the 4th one. I think I saw the third one, I believe, with a group of friends at some point, and it was a lot of we're having a shootout and the camera's spinning 360 degrees around the room.
And everything's in slow motion now.
Yeah, it was pretty stupid.
The best part about the Bad Boys movies is their cameo in Hot Fuzz.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Oh, that is the best.
I'm not a big Will Smith fan. I like Martin Lawrence, but I mean, I don't really care for these, movies in general.
Martin. Yeah, I like Martin Lawrence too, but yeah, I'm not a big fan of any of these kind of movies, really. The other story that I have is that Quentin Tarantino apparently might turn Once Upon a Time in Hollywood into a Netflix miniseries.
I heard that. I heard there wasn't much boring shit going on in the movie. They need to expand it into a miniseries.
Apparently, the first cut of his film was 4 hours and 20 minutes long.
And like half of that was a fitting in a shoe store?
Yeah, exactly. About 2/3 of it was fitting in a shoe store, and a third of it was Brad Pitt driving.
Yeah.
But I mean, this movie was already almost 3 hours long. Now, I don't really think it's one of the things like he did with The Hateful Eight, where it's just he added some previously cut footage and they put it into like a 4-episode thing on Netflix. Whatever. I mean, it's not, there's a reason that editors exist and editing exists. Not everything that you shoot should go into a movie. So
Right.
I'm not really looking forward to this. Apparently though, so Damon, Harriman, who played, Charles Manson, who's and this is one of the things I like about the movie, is the restraint that it shows, in that I think he's in one brief scene. I guess he shot another scene for the movie. James Marsden apparently played Burt Reynolds and he was completely cut out of the film.
Oh, wow.
And, Julia Butters, who's the child actor in the movie. She has, some scenes with Leonardo DiCaprio. Apparently she had a scene cut that, according to this, quote, had it been included in the film, would have put her in contention for an Oscar. I don't know how how you can know that.
Right. Yeah, let's cut that part out.
Yeah, and why would you cut that part out then, if it was that good?
Right.
So I don't get it. So, and it says, Quentin may have some promises to keep. She's not going to win an Oscar for a miniseries. Maybe she'll win an Emmy. I don't even know how this works. Would they be eligible for Emmy contention if they turn this into a miniseries? This was already released as a feature film. Who gives a fuck? Oh, I liked the movie in general, but it's, I don't need to see any more of it. I already watched it for almost 3 hours.
Right.
So that is our news for the week. Now we will move on to Keeping Current with Mike. Mike, we have got to find some interesting celebrity gossip that we can talk about. Where are we going to look for it at?
Well, you're in luck today, Mark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
No, my wife gave me a list of like some websites. So tonight we're going to hiphopdx.com.
All right. hiphopdx.com.
Our top story of the night is Jeezy reveals Kanye West Can't Tell Me Nothing was originally his record.
Okay. Well, I know all those people. I don't think I'm familiar with the song Can't Tell Me Nothing. But I mean, so he's saying that Kanye stole it, huh?
I think he bought it or something.
Oh, interesting.
See, now he like makes songs by commission a lot. Like he'll buy something and then add to it and that kind of stuff.
Interesting. I didn't even realize that that's how they did things now.
Yeah, a lot of like it is what producers will make beats and they'll sell them to different artists, or certain artists will hire producers to work on their albums and they'll have beats, but then like they won't use them, so they'll reuse them. That sort of.
Okay. Well, this came out in 2007, so this is a 12-year-old story. This is a song about something 12 years old. But right. Let's see. So it's an American hip hop. Let's see. It's a song by Kanye West, the lead single on his third studio album, Graduation. I have heard some songs from that album. I know his first one was College Dropout, and then and then late registration, and then graduation. So, you know, I get what he's going for there. But anyway, so it lost for the Grammy for Best Song of the Year to Good Life, which is another Kanye West song. So it lost to another song of his. Apparently, it was featured in the movie The Hangover.
Huh.
So
my wife has never seen The Hangover.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
The original one is pretty good, and I think she'd like it.
Yeah, I think the first one was pretty good.
Alex, you should see The Hangover. I mean, it's like, don't go in thinking like, oh, this is, you know, the best comedy ever. Like a lot of people, like, you know, The Hangover was every dickhead's favorite movie for like 10 years. So it's not, you know, like, don't go thinking about it like that. But I think it's it's a little enjoyable film. It's one of those ones where you'll be happy that you took a little afternoon to watch it, I think.
Yeah.
So anyway, next story.
Next story. Oh, you're talking to me.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding. 50 Cent asks Paris Jackson to consider, quote, little boys' butts, unquote, while defending Chris Brown.
What the fuck? Okay, so I know who 50 Cent is. I don't know who Paris Jackson is.
Paris Jackson is Michael Jackson's quote-unquote daughter.
Oh, okay. So so Paris Jackson is the twisted medical experiment that is the offspring of Michael Jackson.
I think so, yeah.
And no offense to Paris Jackson. And is that the one? Is she the one that he almost dropped over the balcony?
No, that's Blanket. They really call it, I don't know if it's his actual name, but they really call him Blanket.
Oh my God. Somebody named a human Blanket.
It might be his nickname, but
God.
Blanket is definitely what the kid is called.
Oh, fuck. Oh my God. That's like child abuse. Paris, Michael, Catherine Jackson. Wow. What an ego. Part of her middle name has to be his name. Paris, Michael, Catherine Jackson, born, quote unquote, born April 3rd, 1998, is an American model, media personality, socialite, humanitarian, and actress. She is the second child and only daughter of Michael Jackson and Debbie Rowe, whoever the fuck that is.
All we know about Michael Jackson is this guy loved to fuck. He's got kids everywhere.
Yeah, he liked to fuck and he liked to fuck kids. Allegedly.
But I guess, by the way, I looked it up. Blanket is actually just like a nickname.
Oh, okay. What is his actual name? Comforter?
Michael Jackson 2. Which is weird.
Junior. Just like he's the sequel. Michael Jackson 2.
What's weird is he's got an older brother that isn't named after his father. like his older brother's name is like Prince.
Oh, God.
And I don't know if he's named after Michael Jackson or after the musician Prince.
Right.
No, I really don't know, but yeah. So basically, 50 Cent came out and claimed that Chris Brown was like, you know, the biggest pop legend of all time and like bigger than Michael Jackson because he was like, you know, he didn't have to go through all these wacky dancing shenanigans. Mm-hmm. And by the way, if you were looking for something fucked up, read the account of Chris Brown beating Rihanna, the 911 call.
Oh, okay.
It's pretty horrific.
She wouldn't hand him a tissue or something, right? That's what it was.
Or she wouldn't let him look at her phone. I don't know what it was, but it sounded like he was trying to murder her from the account I read.
Ugh, terrible.
Yeah, so he was being defended by 50 Cent, and he goes, "Hey, what?" And then he mentioned, "Hey, at least 50 Cent's not, raping children," which is a valid point.
Yeah, I guess that's true. So it sounds like Paris has had a great life. Let's see.
She's basically famous for being Michael Jackson's child. I mean, that's from what I can tell. And like, she's a model because she's Michael Jackson's child.
Yeah, she said that she considers herself black, and well, she's Michael Jackson's kid. I don't know how, and that she was immersed in African American culture by her father. By the age of 15, she had been an intravenous drug addict and had attempted suicide several times. She was then sent to a therapeutic school in Utah, where maybe that's why she tried to commit suicide, where she spent her sophomore and junior years of high school, and which she credits with helping her overcome depression. On July 13, 2018, in response to a question on her Instagram profile about whether she is bisexual, she wrote, "That's what you guys call it. So I guess, but who needs labels?" All right.
Okay.
Sure. I guess. But yeah, she sounds like she's had a pretty bad life.
Yeah, I guess so. With drug use and such.
So let's see. She did an interview with Oprah Winfrey when she was like 12. Her godparents are the late Elizabeth Taylor and Macaulay Culkin.
Huh.
So weird.
Well, what do you expect?
Yeah. She's so as an actress, she has been in Scream. They made a TV show of Scream.
Yeah.
Interesting. Well, she was in that. And then a bunch
It wasn't
of like Living with Michael Jackson, Michael Jackson's Private Home movies, just herself in everything else.
I wonder if Michael Jackson had like an order to like delete all his hard drives upon his death as part of his will.
Oh my God, he should have. I mean, if he didn't, that's a really bad decision making. If he didn't,
if he didn't, then that's he's not a very smooth criminal after all, is he?
Exactly.
You could say he was bad,
right? Oh man, his doctor was pretty bad.
Yeah, not very good.
So anyway,
that's all we have for today from hiphopdx.com.
All right, I wonder what the DX stands
you,
for.
I don't know.
Double cross.
Yep, hiphopdoublecross.com.
All right, sounds good. Now, on to the Parents' Guide game. This is the game that's sweeping the nation, I think. I don't know.
Yeah, probably.
Other people have played it, I've heard. So, I will start out in this iteration of the game, Mike. I think you've seen this movie. If you haven't, I apologize. But we're going to go for it anyway. Under violence and gore, lots of shootings, which often include blood. Is that just like a general thing? Shootings often include blood.
Not on the A-Team, they don't.
That's true. Unless this is the A-Team.
My guess is Heat.
No. I like that movie, though.
Yeah, I like most of it. While taking a photo, one of the characters puts his hand on a woman's clothed breast.
Memento.
No.
Okay. Let's see. At least 15 F words and a few other cuss words. Why?
Desperado.
No.
A man on stage smashes another man in the face with a microphone stand as a crowd watches. The man appears to be knocked unconscious and falls to the ground when security immediately escorts the attacker off the stage.
The Wedding Singer?
No.
Okay. I was trying to think when the clothed breast thing happens. Let's see. A man. I'll do both in the drugs and alcohol one. A man smokes on a pipe. A man drinks alcohol, quote, bourbon, from a bottle.
Kingpin.
No.
A boy runs toward a man and a woman, and the man punches the boy in the face. He falls flat to the ground unconscious.
That sounds hilarious as fuck.
Yeah.
Oh my god, what movie is this? I'm sure it sounds so familiar.
I'm pretty sure you've seen this. Not positive.
Dewey Cox?
No.
Damn it.
That's Walk Hard, actually.
Yeah, Walk Hard, sorry. The Dewey Cox story.
Thank you.
A man who jumped off a roof is seen in a pool of blood.
My God. Bringing Out the Dead.
No.
A man's bare buttocks are seen.
Mallrats.
No.
A married couple have sex with close-up female nudity and male buttocks seen.
Huh. No Country for Old Men.
No.
Sorry. One of the characters makes a remark that a woman is quote-unquote half Muslim and then jokes, quote-unquote, thanks for 9/11.
Holy shit.
Yeah, I don't remember that part.
Okay, half Muslim. So obviously, okay, so it's a movie that's newer than September of 2001.
Yes. Unless it's known ahead of time.
Damn. I'm going to guess The People versus Larry Flint.
I was one of the people. No.
Right. Okay. Some people are shot in the head.
Jeez. Pulp Fiction?
No. I got like one more that... Yeah, I'm just going to do the one that I think is going to give it away next time.
A woman reads a man a story about a hiker being stranded in the woods after her leg was cut under a rock. The man jokes that if the woman had been caught in the woods under a rock, that he would chew off her leg, and the two then make a series of jokes about being cannibal.
Oh, this sounds really familiar. Oh, this sounds really familiar. Shit. Knocked Up?
No.
Okay. A computer tech participates in a VR simulation involving a fully nude woman who moves in closer to him and appears to be performing a sex act on him. Someone's breasts, nipples, and pubic hair is shown, though her legs are positioned so that she doesn't show the camera her vulva.
Huh.
That's so just clinical.
Right.
Her vulva.
Virtuosity.
No.
A man shows another man what appears to be a metal lump. The man explains that it is a man's testicle that has been freeze-dried and then bronzed.
Holy shit. Is this Jackass?
No.
Okay. Lots of fight scenes, which include people hit with objects and bloodied.
Is this Jackass?
No.
Oh, probably not a shooting in Jackass.
Johnny Knoxville murders a couple people.
You know, Johnny Knoxville, when he was trying to make Jackass and like getting this like a video thing, I think maybe it was in a magazine. He bought a bulletproof vest and he had him from 10 feet away in the bulletproof vest.
Oh, holy shit!
Yeah, he's a crazy guy. Throughout the movie, men and women make multiple jokes about flatulence, including a man telling a woman that he had just flatulated. Moments later, we see three men reacting and shouting about a terrible smell. We hear flatulence, and we see relief.
Okay.
Like flatulated, that's a great
yeah.
there.
Yeah. Movie 46 or 62 or whatever the fuck that thing was called.
No.
Okay. Scene of two people set on fire and staggering around while on fire till collapsing.
I have no idea what this is. Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
No. that famous emulsion in Ferris Bueller's Day Off. No.
I'm going to give you 2 clues, but this is a good clue.
Okay.
A boy is startled by a bolt of thunder. A man is scared by a clap of thunder.
Ted?
Yes.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, I don't remember the 9/11 thing. But
Yeah, I've seen the movie once. I don't remember anything about it.
I have seen the movie, but I think I've only seen it once too. I've seen that one and I've seen the second one. I think the second one's actually funnier from my recollection.
I mean, I liked Ted. I just I don't remember it really.
Yeah, it was a fine movie. It was one of those movies where I thought, it wasn't, I didn't love it. I didn't hate it. I thought it was fine. It was, I didn't, I wasn't upset that I'd watched it or anything.
Yeah, I liked it. It's just, I didn't watch it again.
Yeah. Okay, so this one, I think this one might help. A scene where 2 bodies combine into one is a gory mess that turns into a CG blob effect.
Time Cop?
Yes, that's correct.
You fuck. I should have known.
Oh. Yeah, I wasn't exactly sure what I was going to do for my second one. So I did Time Cop since we talked about it not on this episode.
Right.
Oh, so now on to, I guess let's do a little promo. So we will talk about, last week it was the Outlandish Historians, which is a pretty good show. This week, no clue. So listen to this.
Oh, hey, I didn't see you there. I'm Swanson, host of the TV Tuners podcast. Every week on TV Tuners, me and my co-hosts, Keo Rain
Swanson, I need water.
and Stairmaster review the latest in TV, discuss news, trailers, and even find time to play some fun games. Right now, we're working overtime to cram as much TV knowledge into our brains as possible. Isn't that right, guys?
Swanson, we've been here for 24 hours. We need to get out of here.
Not until you answer who Norm is.
He's Frasier's brother!
Wrong. You get the shock. Check out TV Tunes, available on Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Stitcher, or any of the podcatchers of your choice.
Hey, now you know something we don't know because, actually, I go back and I look up who it is before I edit it in. But now you know something Mike doesn't know. You and I have a secret from Mike.
Whatever.
So, main topic today is stuff we've watched, like always. Streaming stuff we've watched, since we talk about streaming stuff, since Mike and I don't like the movie theaters.
Oh my God, your voice getting higher and higher at each word.
I don't like...
Are you on a hot air balloon? The microphone's on the ground?
I don't like movies. I don't like going to the movie theater. That doesn't really...
Oh no, the sandbags.
So anyway, I watched something that friend of the show Lester Green is in, Wu Tang, an American drama, I believe, or American Saga.
Saga, I believe.
Yeah, on Netflix or on Hulu. I mean, pretty damn good, I have to say. I have heard some of the Wu Tang Clan songs. I have a passing familiarity with them. I'm not, an enormous fan of them. I like the songs of theirs I've heard, but I'm not, I know there are a lot of people that are really into the Wu Tang Clan, and I would not count myself among that number. And I didn't.
Yeah, I'm really into them.
Are you?
Yeah, my wife and I went to the concert they had recently over the summer. They were performing the entire album, 36 Chambers.
Oh, okay.
And unfortunately, I didn't care for the sound. I don't know why it was as bad as it was. So we left kind of early, and I missed the encore where they played Triumph, which I kind of figured they would. But what can you do? Yeah,
I didn't know a lot about their. I knew the members, or at least most of them. I think there was like 9 original members of the Wu Tang Clan. Let's see, RZA, Jizza, Old Dirty Bastard, Method Man, Ghostface Killah, and then like 4 other people.
let's see, Meth. You said Meth Man. I don't know if I don't think Redman was part of the group.
Not part of the original one, I don't think.
You God was one of them.
Yeah, that's right.
Shit. I don't know. I think Inspector Deck was also in the original
Yes,
crew.
that's correct.
Shit. I can't remember. There's one more that I'll never get.
Transcendence or something like that?
I don't know.
But anyway, so I didn't know a lot about them, a lot about the actual lives of the members and just different things that they'd gone through. So watching the miniseries was a pretty eye-opening experience. And Raekwon.
Yeah, Raekwon the chef. That's right.
Yeah, that's the one we forgot. And Master Killer. But anyway, so yeah, it was a pretty eye-opening experience about different things that they'd gone through. And like I said, I mean, one of the reasons why I started watching it is because I knew friend of the show, who we've interviewed, Lester Green, was, in it, in a couple episodes. He plays Clocker, I mean. So I started watching it because of that, but it really hooked me in. It's very, very good. I
follow Lester on Twitter, and he showed some pictures at the time. It was kind of cool because he had a name card across from him that was RZA. I'm like, oh, that's pretty sweet.
Yeah,
just be sitting across from the RZA.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, it's like I said, if you have any interest in the Wu Tang Clan, I think you'd find it interesting, and even if you don't. It's just, there's a lot of, I mean, I'm sure some of it is dramatized, but I know a lot of the events. So RZA, is a consultant on the film, and, it's, a lot of it is his story as the, de facto leader, the producer and everything of the band. A lot of it is his story, but obviously it involves everybody, but he's certainly one of the main characters, and a lot of it's kind of told through his eyes.
It's a pretty amazing story when you think about it. They, released their first record, and then each person's single album, solo album was platinum.
Yeah, I know.
RZA produced most, if not all of them. It was just wow, it's a huge, accomplishment.
Yeah, they're all super talented musicians, and the stuff that they had to go through and that they kind of had to overcome is amazing. And it really it gives you a lot of insight into RZA's genius. And kind of his drive to make music. A lot of it focuses on early days, dealing drugs and things like that. And not in a, one of the things I like about it is that it sort of humanizes everything to where their reasoning for what they're doing is, the older brother gets arrested, and they're like, yeah, we're going to come and bail you out with this, with the money and all that stuff. He's like, no, you're not. He's like, you two need to don't worry about me. You two need to start running things now, because you got to keep a roof over everyone's head. Cause, there's the mom, the sister, the little brother, all living in the house. And it's like, you got to keep a roof over their head. You got to keep food on their table. You gotta head up the game now. And, it kind of humanizes everything. It's like, yeah, I guess, they're struggling trying to, cause they're not living large or anything like that at this point, or anything like that. They're not spending their money on extravagant things. They're trying to take care of their family.
Yeah, the book, Freakonomics, the author, Stephen Levy, he did a study about how much people actually make in the drug trade. It's way less than minimum wage. The chance of dying is super high. It's the worst job there is, but it's always glamorized because, it's a classic pyramid type scheme where the people at the top are really making a pretty decent amount of tax-free money.
Yep.
And everybody else is just making a shit kind of wage.
Yep, exactly. I've read that book before. Very, very fascinating book.
I think it was in the sequel they did the part about the drug dealers, but I could be wrong.
I don't remember because I've read both of them, so I'm not sure. But yeah, definitely fascinating book. I won't get into it, but there are certain political views and things like that that book sort of helped shape for me based on basically just on statistics and numbers and things like that.
It's really interesting when an economist does something rather than like a TV pundit.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, because he's basing his on numbers and sort of study and things like that, as opposed to this is how I feel about things.
Right.
But yeah, so Mike, what have you watched this week?
Again, I was heavily into Mr. Robot this week.
Mm-hmm.
I rewatched part of Idiocracy. I say rewatch because I fell asleep halfway through it. But I'm a big fan of the movie Idiocracy. I
Love that movie.
It seems like a long movie. And it's like one I like to watch like maybe once a year, if that. But I mean, I really enjoy it. It's just I don't need to watch it that much. It's very dry humor for those who haven't seen it.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And it's Idiocracy. I love that movie so much. There's so much that's like it takes the premise, and I mean it really explains the premise very well. The premise that people that are dumber have more kids than people who are smart, basically.
Yeah, it's a pretty hilarious chart at the beginning of the movie where they have like the family tree and it's like zigzagging every which way.
Yeah, exactly.
And then another counterpoint is that technology is becoming so advanced that you really like. This is my big argument. Like my big reason why I don't like Apple is because it like tries to simplify stuff, and I really don't think that's what you want. I think you want people to really have an understanding of the technology is more important than just hitting a button. Because like in Idiocracy, you could come to like some weird, vague future where there's all this machinery and technology, nobody knows how to fix it.
Yeah, exactly. Absolutely.
Like it's a great movie. There's so many great visuals. Like when he goes to the hospital, which is kind of when I watch it this time, I'm like, well, why is he going to the hospital? He's probably like has some weird illness or something, and they just never actually diagnose it. But he goes to the hospital and like there's a voiceover that's like, oh, you don't feel good, and like they have this weird like thing you shove into various orifices to see if they can detect what's wrong with you.
Yep.
And when he's going to the doctor just goes, well, basically your shit's all fucked up. Which, is he's played by Justin Long. He's really funny in that role.
Yeah.
And then which again, even their machinery is saying there's something wrong with him. But then he realizes he doesn't have a scanner chip on him, like a barcode, which everybody else in this world has. So they call the police as he runs away. And then eventually he's caught. He goes to jail briefly because he gets out of jail because he just says he's supposed to be leaving and they just kind of fall for it.
Yeah. And
while he's in there, he takes a battery of tests that reveal him to be the most intelligent person in the entire world by quite a bit.
Yeah, and it's established early on that he is absolutely average in every way.
Yeah, like he literally is the middle of the bell curve.
Yep.
Oh, and I can't go. I should have mentioned this, but Mike Judge is a hilarious role at the beginning. He's a scientist who's in charge of this hibernation program, and he's like falling in with this pimp named Upgrade, and there's just a lot of funny visual gags and just really dry wit with Mike Judge's character talking about Upgrade and how he eventually gets arrested for being involved in pimping. So that's how the project kind of gets lost because it's so top secret. And that's why Joe goes into the future along with this prostitute whose name escapes me, played by Maya Rudolph though.
Yeah, I can't think of her name either, but Maya Rudolph's very good in the movie.
Yeah, she's one of Upgrade's ladies of the night. So they're both 500 years in the future. She's kind of off on her own adventure. She's kind of tricking this guy into saying that she'll perform prostitution services, but she just keeps saying, "Ooh, the longer you wait, the better it'll be," and he just keeps giving her more and more money.
Mm-hmm.
We see the Carl's Jr. machine, it malfunctions slightly, and then it sends the police after Roland for not having enough money.
Right.
It's really a really bizarre, dystopian type future. I mean, everything's automated. It doesn't seem like anyone really has to do much in the way of work. We see Dax Shepard, I love in this movie. He's so hilarious. He plays a lawyer and also a guy that Joe kind of falls in on at the beginning.
Yep.
We first see him. He's sitting in this comfortable chair with 3 TV screens blaring. He's got a tube that's just feeds food directly into his mouth. He's watching his favorite show, All My Balls, which is literally just a guy falling on his crotch, in various ways. Yeah.
Yeah. It's basically a YouTube stream.
Yeah, pretty much. And then he just ends up being his lawyer. So he's one of the higher end professions in this world. It's just a fun movie. It's kind of a road trip movie in a lot of ways. They're traveling across the country looking for this time machine that Frito, that's Dax Shepard's character, tells them about.
Yep.
It's really interesting to me how they do all the trademarks, with Fuddruckers, they changed to the Buttfuckers. I wonder what, if any, legal action. Because I think this movie, didn't have a big release. I think it was like some kind of tiff between Mike Judge and the people at the company that released it. Like they didn't give it a full, proper, advertisement.
Yeah.
Which is weird because with the Mike Judge movies, I've liked everyone I've seen, but they've never once been properly advertised, aside from maybe the Beavis and Butthead movie.
Yeah, I agree. Office Space is the same way, and maybe Beavis and Butthead was the one that was, kind of, because that had a cult following just sort of built in, and I think they kind of tried to appeal to that. Even in that case, I don't know that they did the best job in the world, but yeah, I like Mike Judge's sense of humor. I think it's it's kind of off kilter, but I like it a lot.
Yeah, it's weird because like Office Space, like the ad was pretty bad for it. Like it's weird you see a movie that's really good, but the ad is just shit. Like Fight Club had a bad ad for it.
Yep.
The Matrix, I had no idea what the movie's even about, which is obviously kind of the point. But I mean, that was actually probably a better example of an ad. Like it was really intriguing. But yeah, like the Mike Judge movies, like Extract, I liked Idiocracy, Office Space.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone I've seen, I've really enjoyed. I mean, it's just weird that they get advertised so weirdly. It's like it looks bad. I'm just gonna go see it still.
Right.
Like with Super Troopers, that movie got like the ads for that made it look like the worst, like dumbest movie ever, and it turned out to be like one of the funniest movies I'd seen in like years at that point. Like that was a movie I just like binge watched over and over, the same movie.
Yeah, that was one of Super Troopers was one of the ones where I saw it the first time and I was like, I don't know about this movie. But then I happened to watch it the second time and I was like, oh my God, I totally get it now. And then the more I watched it, the funnier it was.
Right.
But yeah, Idiocracy, good movie. And I like Extract a lot too. I forgot that was a Mike Judge film.
Yeah, I really like that movie. It's almost like the movie The Good Girl, kind of like a dry adult comedy, which there aren't really that much of these days.
Right.
Like much like Boy Meets World, just like geared towards like the lowest common denominator. There's not really a lot of like clever comedies that I've seen lately.
Yeah, exactly.
Like a Hitchcock movie, like To Catch a Thief. It's like a lighthearted kind of like caper type movie. Like there's really not that kind of like nice like combination of the two.
Yeah, it's weird because comedies and doing retro late fee and stuff like that. I kind of it gives me an interesting perspective on how movies have evolved over the years because
retro late fee, is that what you're calling all those tapes you recently discovered?
yeah that's what I'm calling it. All the tapes that Carol and I did back in the 1990s.
Nice.
But
smart.
Yeah, no, I thought it was a good idea. But listening to that and everything, there were a lot of really funny comedies that came out in that era, and that era was really big for comedies. I don't know what I would call this era big for. I mean, definitely not comedies. Most of the comedies.
Yeah, I can't think of a comedy I've seen recently that I really liked.
No, most of them are broad and just not really great. So maybe
honestly, I think the Lego Batman movie was the funniest comedy I've recently seen.
That was not bad. I watched that with the kids.
There's a lot of good inside jokes for fans of Batman,
Yeah, for sure. I guess I think this era would be what, serialized dramas, TV?
I guess, yeah, like the golden age in a lot of ways, although it's hard to say that's dwindling down because you could really say The Sopranos kicked that off.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Better Call Saul is still a really high-tier show. I'd say Mr. Robot's a really high-tier show as well. It's very complicated, which I like.
I'm gonna have to check that one out. So the guy Remy Malek is on the spectrum or something, right?
The character, he has a bunch of mental disorders. I can't really say what they are. It gives them away.
Oh, okay.
Kind of gives it away.
All right.
Yeah, he's, as far as I know, he's not on a spectrum or anything, but he might be. You just have to watch it, honestly.
All right. Well, I'll check it out. I've heard good things, and I've heard good things, but I haven't heard any specifics about it, which is probably the best way to go into it. So I will. I'll definitely check that out.
Yeah, it's pretty good. But yeah, there's something else I've been watching. I just couldn't remember what it was.
Huh? Did it have nudity?
Well, I was watching something like that, but it's not something to review for the show.
Was it?
And honestly, I lost interest like 5 minutes in anyway, so it couldn't have been that good.
Oh, okay. It must have been Granny Buttfuckers 5.
No.
Happy Scrappy Hero.
Spoilers.
Happy Scrappy Hero Pup.
Yeah.
So that is our show for the week. Hit us up on Twitter and Instagram, the Gram, and MySpace, and 4chan, and I don't know.
Jeez, 8chan.
Yeah, I don't know. Those are, I've never been on either of those sites, but they're like what, anonymous people just talking about how great white people are or something like that. I don't know.
I've never been on 8chan. I think that's like a more focused on like white. I mean, 4chan's like a bunch of like dumb idiots, basically. It's like some are brilliantly idiots, but some are just like complete idiots, like straight up. So it's a really interesting, observation on the human condition. But 8chan, I'm not familiar.
So it's the internet then.
It's like the internet turned up to 10.
You know what we should do? New segment, trolling 4chan, where we just go through something, I don't know, whatever thread, and read some 4chan ideas.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know. I just went on it for the first time in my life. This is the first time I've ever been on 4chan. Everything is by somebody named Anonymous.
Yeah, that's generally it's an anonymous board. You could like come up with like a name, but you have to like put these weird commands in.
Oh, okay.
And, like most people like think those people are dorks anyway.
So let's see. A member of the Fantastic Four gets permanently replaced with She-Hulk. Who gets the boot? That's the question.
You need to go to B. It's /B. That's like the random board. That's like the asshole of the internet, as they say.
Oh, okay. So let's see. /B. I
might say random.
Would you buy an Android lolly with realistic personality?
No.
Okay.
That's a child.
Oh, that's what it is? Fuck!
Yeah, lolly, like what do you call it? Lolita?
Holy shit!
Yeah, so I'm in the no camp on that one.
Oh my god. That's fucking horrifying. So here's a picture of, it looks like some very young women, 2 Asian and flanked by 2 white women. And it says, Dubs and I dump the one of your choice. Okay.
Dubs is when your comment ends in like the same number, like 1 1 or 2 2, and then like if that person posting is saying, if my last 2 numbers are doubles, a double, a 1 1 or a 2 2, then I'm gonna dump whoever you pick.
Gotcha. Okay. Huh. So he's dating all 4 of these women, is what he's trying to say?
I guess.
That's by Smart Select 201, and then a bunch of numbers. Yeah, this looks pretty bad.
Yeah, you might. I would just close out right now if I were you.
So right,
you got lucky. It wasn't. It could have been way worse.
Well, right here is a picture of a woman getting fucked in the ass by a very large penis, and it says, "Reply or your mommy die."
Jeez.
And then the 2 responses are "damn," and the other one is the F word that's not fuck.
What?
Yeah, I don't know. And there's a picture of a woman naked. Pics of girls you want spread / posted around. Holy shit. Okay, so this is somebody's ex or something that they want to spread their nude photos around. Yeah, this is great. Oh my god. All right, well that's a picture of a woman taking a shit on the bed.
I think this is a new segment. Mark goes through B.
Holy fuck. This is the essence of how we define inner and outer beauty, and it's a black woman in the midst of taking a shit.
We could call it Bewildered.
That's a great name for it. Oh, yeah, this is horrifying. Oh, look at this. Okay, here's the last one. This is the last one on the page. And I'm not going to page 2, but we might do this next week. I don't know. It's a woman naked with 2 stars over her breasts. I mean, not over the nipples, like actually tattooed over her entire breasts, like near her shoulders. Her face is blurred out. She is, has a dildo in her vagina, and she's rubbing her clit. It says, "This is my wife. She wants to have sex with an incel. How hard is this to accomplish? I mean, can she just ask some guy?" What the hell? And then somebody replied, "You're okay with getting cucked by an incel?" And then it says the N-word with the soft A on the end. "You gay."
Oh, that's funny.
And then someone says, "Maybe the world will be a safer place if this incel gets laid, I guess." And then someone replied underneath that, "My girl, tell me what you think, fags." And it's okay. So this person is like, I'm pretty sure you could erase this stuff and probably see I don't know how pictures work, but, instead of like an actual professional like blur out, someone's taken a picture of their girlfriend. Now she is clothed, but she's in lingerie, and they've just taken like red, not red marker, not actual red marker, but like you would do on MS Paint or something like that, and just scribbled out her head and towards the side and bottom too, where I think it's maybe there might be some other identifying markers. It also says, like, it also looks like he posted this somewhere else, maybe on it looks like Twitter, I guess, because there's a thing on the bottom that says 327 views, the.loyal.brand, nothing something, I don't know, hashtag repost from @smiles something. So I don't even think this is actually his girlfriend. I think he's just stolen this from something else and reposted it.
Yeah,
here.
that's a common thing.
So, great. that was something.
Enjoy sleeping tonight.
Oh, yeah. So now I know that exists in the world. Anyway, so that's our show. Don't visit 4chan. Maybe we'll talk about it next week.
Next week, Mark goes to 8chan.
Oh, God, yeah, that might be worse.
Oh, yeah.
We could call it 8chan, but the 8 has a hate in it or something, or the hate has an 8 in it. I don't know.
There you go.
8chan.
How about internet shit show?
Yeah, that's not bad. All right, we will see you next week. Bye.
See you next time.